Joining us now live is the City of Los Angeles 11th District Councilwoman Tracy Park. She represents the Pacific Palisades neighborhood. Tracy, I cannot imagine what these last several days have been like for you. I appreciate you taking the time tonight. I know you say you were at the command post when all of this broke out. You say it looked like a volcano had erupted. Have you ever seen anything like this? What have the last several days been like?
So on Tuesday, as this fire broke out in the Pacific Palisades, the wind conditions and the dry vegetation created, I don't know how else to describe it, just a firestorm, a hurricane of fire, a volcano of fire that just came roaring down our hillsides through our town all the way to PCH. And the response to this by our partners at LAFD and all of the supporting agencies has just been truly remarkable. But the scope and the scale of the devastation in the Pacific Palisades is unlike any disaster that we have ever seen here in the city of Los Angeles. This is apocalyptic. It's catastrophic, and we're not out of the woods yet. This fire is not contained. In fact, it is continuing to grow and spread. Tonight, constituents in the Mandeville Canyon area of the Brentwood neighborhood that I also represent are wondering if their homes and properties are going to make it through the night.
And can you give us any update there? I understand at least one home has been lost in the Mandeville-Brentwood area. Can you give us any update?
Sure. So one confirmed structure, there is active fire in the area, but for the last 2 days at least, LAFD has had eyes and resources in this area, anticipating that the fire likely would advance this way. We have been very, very relieved today that the winds have cooperated. We have been able to have assets in the air doing water drops and fire retardant drops in the area. There has been active staging of fire suppression resources all throughout Mandeville Canyon. I have personally been up there myself today. They are trucking fire suppression supplies in and doing everything that they can to prepare to defend these homes and lives and property in Mandeville Canyon.
Yeah.
All eyes are on this and all resources are being
It has been remarkable. You know, and Tracy, something that is really striking my heart tonight, Nancy Liu was reporting that today some of the firefighters were apologizing to residents and business owners, saying simply, we did what we could with what we had. I want to ask you about the reports of some of the fire hydrants running dry. What are you hearing? What went wrong? What happened?
I first want to acknowledge for a moment the trauma that this experience has caused for our first responders. The brave men and women of our fire department are there to first and foremost protect lives and then to save properties. For them, this is absolutely devastating. And for so many of them to be in a position and to not have the resources that they needed, like water, to try to prevent this fire's spread and its growth, has had a really big impact. And I didn't know that folks had received apologies, but I'm not at all surprised to hear it. These are professionals who take this work seriously, many of whom are embedded in this very community that they serve. They know these neighbors. They are active and engaged in our community. They are absolutely beloved to all of us, and we all are grieving together.
Yeah, it's been nothing short of heroic to watch how the community has come together and how these firefighters have continued to put their own lives on the line as they do. Tracy, we are out of time, but I need to ask you, there's a blame game going on right now. What questions do you want answered tonight?
You know, I have been pretty vocal about this, not just since this fire situation occurred in the last 5 days, but throughout my campaign. throughout the time that I have been in office that our city has suffered from chronic underinvestment in infrastructure and public safety. We have seen the failures of that chronic neglect over decades on full display over the last several days. And there are a lot of questions about what went wrong along the way and what needs to be done to ensure that this never happens again in Los Angeles. And I am going to get those answers from my constituents.
I know it has been days of sleepless nights and a heavy workload. I appreciate you making the time to speak with us. Councilwoman Tracy Park, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.